Hi, I'm doing a video on New Year's Day, and a lot of people use pork for their New Year's Day meal, and it's supposed to bring them good luck. And I know that a lot of people are dealing with maybe the loss of a loved one, or the holidays have brought them into some depression because their loved one is not with them. But you need to maintain your strength by eating. And I'm not saying overeating, I'm just saying maintain your strength by eating foods that will help you get through your grieving process, because it takes a lot of energy to go through that. Now, I just sauteed some onions and a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to use this whole bag of kraut right in the bottom here, because I'm making a multi-faceted type of mix for this pork. I don't always eat pork. I eat it probably once a year, maybe twice a year. And so I'm going to do a little bit of caraway seed in the bottom. And I'm also going to mix in some of the Brussels sprouts I cut up. These are sweet potatoes. I'm just going to mix that all in there. And then I am going to saute my pork, lay it over top, and then I have something, oh, that's a bad piece, something to go over top of that. And we're going to put some apples in here because they're beautifully sweet foods that we crave. And sometimes, you know, just make sure that, you know, if this is something actually that you prepare for someone who has lost someone, this is a great idea to, you know, get a roast together or something just little, maybe that you can keep some for yourself and then give some to your neighbor or someone that has lost. We always used to supply food, and you want to be careful about that too, because you don't want to give them anything that'll make them sick. And usually we rely on giving people or sending pizza and cookies and sometimes cakes and things like that. But you want to be able to send them something that's going to really nourish them and help them get through this, because they're not in the mindset. And sometimes we forget to feed ourselves when we're going through this. So I'm literally going to probably catch my plate on fire, but we're going to avoid that because this is a cardboard plate in front. We'll get rid of that. Also, I'm going to put a little bit of, this is regular green cabbage and carrots. You can or cannot, you don't have to put it in there. I'm going to put just like a handful in there because I am topping it with some red cabbage after this. So there's plenty of cabbage in here, and there's also plenty of salt in your cabbage. That salt acts as it breaks down the cabbage. So you can use a little sea salt on top, but this helps to give it some depth with just not all mush. And there is 2 carbs in here. You can name those carbs, but I've got sweet potato and apples. So you really don't need to add mashed potatoes into this mix or do anything with mashed potatoes. And we're going to just put the pork right over top. But I am going to saute it first a little bit. Just enough to brown the outside of it. And you don't have to do a lot to your pork. Whether you use chicken, pork, or maybe you're meatless. I suggest using some kind of protein or serving some kind of animal protein. I believe in some of the animal proteins as long as you're not overindulging and depending on where you are with your health. So we're just going to saute that for a few minutes. And let me see if I can get that on high. But just remember that this time of the year is sometimes very difficult. Some people have gone through the Christmas holiday okay. They were on their own. And some kids that come back from college, they feel misplaced. Even coming back from the military, wherever you are, you're sort of like out of sorts. You're not where, your mind's not where it needs to be or can't be for different purposes. And it might be due to emotional stress or things that we're thinking about or overthinking. And so you want to try to make sure you're feeding your body some kind of food that is going to help. Like I said, this could be chicken. This could be, you could actually do a fish on top of this. You can do whatever you would like. And you want to really think about all the different ways that you can use your foods for different benefits in your body. So this is going to just cook the outside a little bit. And sometimes in restaurants and in other cooking process, they do braise these a little bit more. I've seen it done both ways, where sometimes it's done in the oven, but they put a lot of oil on it. And you can use coconut oil, which would be fabulous. Olive oil, I use fresh olive oil. This is the one I'm using today. And I've experimented with different types of olive oils. And this, if you were going to use coconut oil, you want to use organic coconut oil because these are good. But I did have a lot of coconut oil today, so I'm just trying not to overdo these things because I use coconut oil pretty much every single day. And we're getting back to maybe, now this pan is not, it's a non-stick, but it's a ceramic non-stick pan. Trying to use safer products also helps with family health and with mental health. So you want to be wise about what kind of products you're using. And so what we're going to do is, after this takes 2 minutes, and we're just going to literally put this right in here. And you don't need a lot of pork, because really you don't need to eat a ton of meat. You just need to eat enough meat to have some protein. And if you're eating meat or some kind of protein at least 3 or 4 times a day, you don't want to like overdose yourself on that in one meal. So you put some pepper, and the more you cook naturally with children, the more they will possibly want to cook. Now this is red cabbage with apple. I already do have apple in the other one, but I love red cabbage. So I'm going to top it with the red cabbage, and I'm going to put it in the oven, and that's going to be my pork meal. Now you can serve something on the side with this. I have cranberry orange salad to serve with this, but remember, anything that is a sugar is represented in the meal as a sugar. It's better to eat natural sugars than it is to eat junk sugar or just drinking sugar, you know. So any of these natural things are better for you. And another idea for this red cabbage would be to make hard-boiled eggs and put it with your red cabbage and serve that as a salad. You could have hard-boiled eggs cut over top of some of this, and that would be a beautiful salad. And some people make borscht this time of the year, with a little bit more pepper. And I am wishing you a very happy new year, and thank you for watching.